Mankato is a city in Blue Earth, Nicollet, and Sueur counties in the state of Minnesota. The population was 41,044 according to 2015 U.S. Census estimates, making it the fifth largest city in Minnesota outside of the Minneapolis-St. Paul metropolitan area. The county seat of Blue Earth County, it is located along a large bend of the Minnesota River at its confluence with the Blue Earth River. Mankato is across the Minnesota River from North Mankato. Mankato and North Mankato have a combined population of over 53,000, according to the 2010 census. It completely encompasses the town of Skyline, north of Mankato Regional Airport. A tiny non-contiguous part of the city is located within Sueur County. Most of the city of Mankato is located within Blue Earth County. Mankato is the larger of the two principal cities of the Mankato-North Mankato metropolitan area, which covers Blue Earth and Nicollet counties and had a combined population of 94,149 at the 2010 census. Mankato was designated a metropolitan statistical area by the U.S. Census Bureau in November 2008. U.S. Highways 14 and 169 and Minnesota State Highways 22 and 60 are four of the main routes in Mankato. History. The area was long settled by various cultures of indigenous peoples. After European colonization began on the East Coast, pressure from settlement and other Native American tribes caused different peoples to migrate into the area. By the mid-19th century, Dakota language-speaking four divisions of the Dakota Sioux were the primary indigenous group in the territory. Mankato Township was not settled by European Americans until Parsons King Johnson in February 1852. As part of the 19th century migration of people from the east across the Midwest, new residents organized the city of Mankato on May 11, 1858. The city was organized by Henry Jackson, Parsons King Johnson, Col. D.A. Robertson, Justice C. Ramsey, and unnamed others. A popular story says that the city was intended to have been named Mankato, but a typographical error by a clerk established the name as Mankato. According to Upham, quoting historian Thomas Hughes of Mankato, the honor of christening the new city was accorded to Col. Robertson. He had taken the name from Nicollet's book, in which the French explorer compared the Mankato, or Blue Earth River, with all its tributaries, to the water nymphs and their uncle in the German legend of Undine. No more appropriate name could be given the new city than that of the noble river at whose mouth it is located. While it may or may not be true that the city was intended to be called Mankato, the Dakota called the river Mankato Osa-Watapa, meaning the river where blue earth is gathered. The Anglo settlers adapted that as the Blue Earth River. Notwithstanding the above history of the name for town of Mankato, Dakota word for Blue Earth, according to Frederick Webb Hodge, in his Handbook of American Indians North of Mexico, Volume 1, page 801. The town was named after the older of the two like-named chiefs of the M.D. Waukenton division of the Santee Dakota, whose village stood on or near the site of the present town. Ishtakaba, also known as Chief Sleepy Aunt of the Siston Band of Dakota Indians, was said to have directed settlers to this location. He said the site at the confluence of the Minnesota and Blue Earth rivers was well suited for building and for river traffic, and yet safe from flooding. On December 26, 1862, the U.S. Army carried out the largest mass execution in U.S. history at Mankato following the Dakota War of 1862. 38 Dakota Native Americans were hanged for their parts in the uprising. A military tribunal had sentenced 303 to death. President Lincoln reviewed the record and pardoned 265, believing they had been involved in legitimate defense against military forces. Episcopal Bishop Henry Benjamin Whipple had urged leniency in the case, but his position was not politically popular in Minnesota. Lincoln's intervention was not popular at the time. 2 commemorative statues are located on the site of the hangings. In 1880, Mankato ranked 4th in size in the state. The population was 5,500. Former Vice President Schuyler Colfax died while traveling in Mankato on January 13, 1885. Geography. According to the United States Census Bureau, the city has a total area of 18.26 square miles, of which 17.91 square miles is land and 0.35 square miles is water. The Minnesota, Blue Earth, and Sueur rivers all flow through and near the city. Climate. Mankato has a humid continental climate, type DFA. Winters are cold, with snow cover beginning typically between mid-November and mid-December, ending in March most years. However, Mankato often receives less snow than areas to its north and east. For example, Minneapolis, 75 miles northeast of Mankato, averages over 54 inches of snow per winter season, compared to Mankato's seasonal average of 35 inches. The coldest month, January, has an average monthly temperature around 14 degrees F. A significant hazard during winter is dangerously low wind chill temperatures, as Arctic air outbreaks rush into the area from Canada. Borne on high winds, this can bring ground blizzard conditions, especially in nearly rural areas. Summers are warm, with occasional but usually brief hot, humid periods, often interspersed with pushes of cooler air from Canada, often preceded by showers and thunderstorms. The warmest month, July, has an average monthly temperature around 73 degrees F. Precipitation falls year-round, but falls mostly as snow from December to February, sometimes March, and as showers and thunderstorms during the warmer season, from May to September. Mankato's average wettest months are from June to August, with frequent thunderstorm activity. Mankato lies on the northern fringe of the central United States' main tornado belt, with lower risk than in Iowa and Missouri to the south. The highest risk months for severe thunderstorms and tornadoes are May through July. However, a very unusual early tornado swarm affected areas within 20 miles of Mankato on March 29, 1998, when an F3 tornado hit St. Peter, 13 miles to Mankato's north. Demographics. 2010 census. As of the census of 2010, there were 39,309 people, 14,851 households, and 7,093 families residing in the city. The population density was 2,194.8 inhabitants per square mile. There were 15,784 housing units at an average density of 881.3 per square mile. The racial makeup of the city was 89.9% white, 4.0% African American, 0.3% Native American, 2.8% Asian, 0.8% from other races, and 2.1% from 2 or more races. Hispanic or Latino of any race were 2.9% of the population. There were 14,851 households, out of which 22.5% had children under the age of 18 living with them. 35.0% were married couples living together. 9.0% had a female householder with no husband present. 3.7% had a male householder with no wife present, and 52.2% were non-families. 30.9% of all households were made up of individuals, and 9.4% had someone living alone who was 65 years of age or older. The average household size was 2.35, and the average family size was 2.91. The median age in the city was 25.4 years. 16.3% of residents were under the age of 18, 32.6% were between the ages of 18 and 24, 23.8% were from 25 to 44, 16.6% were from 45 to 64, and 10.6% were 65 years of age or older. The gender makeup of the city was 50.0% male and 50.0% female. 2000 census. As of the census of 2000, there were 32,427 people, 12,367 households, and 6,059 families residing in the city. The population density was 2,132.5 people per square mile. There were 12,759 housing units at an average density of 839.1 per square mile. The racial makeup of the city was 92.55% white, 1.90% African American, 0.34% Native American, 2.81% Asian, 0.10% Pacific Islander, 0.94% from other races, and 1.36% from two or more races. Hispanic or Latino of any race were 2.22% of the population. There were 12,367 households, out of which 23.6% had children under the age of 18 living with them. 36.7% were married couples living together. 8.8% had a female householder with no husband present, and 51.0% were non-families. 32.2% of all households were made up of individuals, and 9.9% had someone living alone who was 65 years of age or older. The average household size was 2.31, and the average family size was 2.90. In the city, the population was spread out, with 16.9% under the age of 18, 32.5% from 18 to 24, 23.9% from 25 to 44, 15.4% from 45 to 64, and 11.3% who were 65 years of age or older. The median age was 25 years. For every 100 females there were 96.7 males. For every 100 females age 18 and over, there were 95.5 males. The median income for a household in the city was $33,956, and the median income for a family was $47,297. Males had a median income of $30,889 versus $22,081 for females. The per capita income for the city in 2010 was $25,772. About 8.5% of families and 19.0% of the population were below the poverty line, including 15.6% of those under age 18 and 11.8% of those age 65 or over. In 2010, the unemployment rate was 5.7%. Politics. Mankato is located in Minnesota's 1st Congressional District, represented by Mankato High School teacher Tim Waltz. Mankato is located in Minnesota Senate District 19, represented by Kathleen Sherin, and Minnesota House District 19B, represented by Jack Considine. Media. The major daily newspaper in the area is the Mankato Free Press. The only local broadcast television network is KEYC-TV, Channel 12, a CBS affiliate. KEYC also carries a Fox affiliation on its digital sub-channel and on local cable television. Local radio stations are Kato FM 93.1 FM, KDOG 96.7 FM, Keys FM 99.1 FM, KFSP 1230 AM, KMSU 89.7 FM, KMKO FM 95.7 FM, KTOE 1420 AM, KXLP 94.1 FM, KYSM FM 103.5 FM. Economy. Top employers. According to the city's 2010 Comprehensive Annual Financial Report, the top employers in the city are: education. The Mankato area public schools are consolidated to include the cities of Mankato, North Mankato, Eagle Lake, and Madison Lake. There are 10 elementary schools, 2 middle schools, and 2 high schools. Mankato has 4 parochial schools: Loyola Catholic School, serving grades K-12 with good counsel, and Edmund Fitzgerald campuses, Emmanuel Lutheran Grade School and High School, Mount Olive Lutheran School and Risen Savior Lutheran School. There are also 2 public charter schools, Bridges Elementary and Cato Public Charter School. Another option available to the community with regards to education is an alternative school, Central High, which is located on Fulton Street in Mankato. It is served by the Blue Earth County Library, part of the Traverse des Sioux Library System, which is based in the city. Higher education institutions: Minnesota State University, South Central College, Bethany Lutheran College, Rasmussen College. Major events. Minnesota State University is home to the Minnesota Vikings Summer Training Camp. Places of interest: the Betsy and Amp Tacy Houses, Blue Earth County Courthouse listed on the National Register of Historic Places, Federal Courthouse and Post Office, First National Bank of Mankato, First Presbyterian Church, Franklin Rogers Park, home of the Mankato Moondogs of the Northwoods League, a collegiate summer baseball league. Good Counsel Hill, Happy Chef Original Restaurant and Company Headquarters. Mankato also is home to the last 36-foot Happy Chef statue. The Hubbard House, Blue Earth County Historical Society, French Second Empire style, built in 1871. The Lauren Cray House, Minneapolis State Park is located west of Mankato. Mount Cato, the River Hills Mall. Sibley Park is a city park located along the river in Mankato. The Verizon Wireless Center, formerly operated under the names Midwest Wireless Civic Center and Altel Center, is an arena in downtown Mankato. See also National Register of Historic Places listings in Blue Earth County, Minnesota. Notable people: Daniel Ackerson, investment banker and former CEO of General Motors. Adrian Armstrong, record producer, married to Green Day frontman Billy Joe Armstrong. Walter Jackson Debate, Pulitzer Prize-winning biographer, born in Mankato in 1918. Daniel Buck, Minnesota jurist and politician. Frederick Russell Burnham, father of the international scouting movement, born near Mankato on the 11th of May 1861. Howard Burnham, mining engineer and a spy for the government of France, born near Mankato on the 27th of May 1870. George Contant, outlaw of the American West, brother of John Sontag, later lectured against a life of crime. Marvel Cook, African-American journalist, writer and civil rights activist. Craig Dahl, NFL safety, New York Giants. Clifford Fagan, basketball referee, member of the Basketball Hall of Fame. Justin Hartwig, a former NFL center. Robert Louis Hodapp, Roman Catholic bishop. Ron Johnson, Republican U.S. Senator from Wisconsin. Sinclair Lewis, author. Maud Hart Lovelace, author of the Betsy Tacy series of books. Bob Paffrath, professional football player. Melissa Peterman, actress who graduated from Minnesota State University. Mike Plug, comic book and film production artist. Joseph Rosser, Secretary of Minnesota Territory and lawyer. Daniel L. Ryan, Roman Catholic bishop. Wes Schuck, film and music producer. Julia Sears, pioneering feminist and suffragette. John Sontag, outlaw, born in Mankato. Crimes in Minnesota and California. Glenn Taylor, businessman and owner of the Minnesota Timberwolves and Minnesota Lynx basketball teams. Arthur S. Thomas, Chief of Chaplains of the U.S. Air Force. Alma Wagin, first female guide at Mount Rainier National Park. Timothy J. Waltz, a former teacher at Mankato West High School and current U.S. Representative for Minnesota's 1st Congressional District. Cedric Yarbrough, actor who graduated from Minnesota State University. Steve Zahn, actor and comedian, spent part of his childhood in Mankato and attended Kennedy Elementary School. Rankings and ratings. BizJournals.com, 2006. Mankato. North Mankato was ranked 16th in the nation in a survey of 577 cities nationwide. The survey rates the country's micropolitan areas in multiple quality of life criteria. America's Promise, 2005. This national youth advocacy group, founded by Jen Colin Powell and dedicated to making children and youth a priority, named Mankato one of the top 100 communities in the nation for kids. Criteria included the presence of caring adults, transportation for children, presence of places to learn and grow, education opportunities, and opportunities for children to volunteer. Rolling Stone College Guide, 2005. Rolling Stone magazine named Mankato, St. Pete one of the top 50 college towns in the country because of its rich and diverse music scene. Sites Selection magazine, 2002, 2003 and 2004. For 3 consecutive years, Mankato, North Mankato ranked in the top 25 small cities nationwide for new and expanded corporate facility projects. The community ranked 16th in 2002, 13th in 2003, and 23rd in 2004. BizDemographics awarded Mankato an A in terms of business climate, a sign of excellent economic health. The study considered characteristics such as population growth, per capita income, job growth, and local educational levels. Demographics Daily, September 2000. Mankato and North Mankato placed in the top 50 U.S. cities classified as dream towns. Cities were ranked according to quality of life indicators such as vitality, supply of good jobs, freedom from stress, connection to cultural mainstream, support for schools, access to health care, low cost of living, and small-town character. The New Rating Guide to Life in America's Small Cities, January 1998. The city of Mankato was named the 14th most livable micropolitan in America and number 1 in Minnesota. In 2004, Mankato was rated as the funniest city in America by Hallmark Cards. Transportation. Public transportation in Mankato is provided by the Mankato Transit System. The city is served by Mankato Regional Airport, which has no commercial flights. Under MNDOT's 2015 State Rail Plan, Mankato is listed as a Tier 1 corridor for regional rail service from Minneapolis and/or St. Paul. Major highways. The following routes are located within the city of Mankato: U.S. Highway 14, U.